Whiskey, Wine, and Wellness back in studio again. Ben Cross,
Hi.
Adam Jacobsen. We're gonna do a little underrated, overrated today. But without further ado, we're gonna keep it as classy as possible today. And tell us what we're drinking here.
Progressively gotten more classy as this experiment has gone on. This is
Yeah, sometimes when you start your own business, you cut corners in certain places.
The classic
lean
Nighthawk Black Cabernet. This is the bourbon barrel aged variation. It's one of my personal favorites.
There's always a box of this at the house.
Yes.
At all times.
Most of our wines are
Almost all times.
bourbon barrel aged because it's just delicious and smooth and
With
tasty.
that level of classy.
Yes.
So, all right, let's do
Let's
it.
get
Get this party started. Already opened?
Yeah, I cracked open the foil earlier.
That flow, that's a fresh box
Fresh
of wine.
box.
Oh my god.
What?
That's a strong pour. I'm nervous.
I'm a strong man.
It's 1:56 on a Saturday afternoon right now.
Why would you not?
Oh my god. Alright, so we're going to talk about some things that we find to be overrated and underrated, respectively, within the fitness community. Sir?
Cheers.
Salute. You don't tap wine glasses down here.
That's so good.
That is good. I'm not going to lie. That's super, really good.
Super tasty.
Yep. Alright, so
we've not discussed these beforehand, per
Nope.
usual, so as ties back into our myths.
likely that we'll have the same.
We might. I have a feeling that at least one of these will be similar in context. What do you want to start with, overrated or underrated?
Let's do overrated first. What do you got for overrated?
My choice for overrated is, and this is strange, especially from the backgrounds that we both share, but I think that most supplementation is overrated.
Okay, agree.
Yeah, I think for the 99% of the general population, like most people will not need too much supplementation. Most of it is vastly overpriced. And you'll have very convincing salespeople trying to tell you to purchase your basic multivitamin for a massive markup, $30, $35, $40.
GNC, baby.
Yeah, you will pay a lot of money for something you can get, maybe not the same quality, but you can get the same basic makeup in a one a day. So
True. Also, do you know one a day is notorious? Don't ask me my source on this, but notorious for being found at the bottom of like porta potties because they just don't digest.
Huh.
Like they're so, like your body's just not designed to be like, here's this rock-sized, dense
400 times what you need of these things.
Right. So, yeah, a lot of people don't think that a multivitamin is even beneficial, might even be harmful, just because it's like these synthetic vitamins that you know.
I mean, and you can even tell a couple hours after how much your body absorbs based on your urine flow. Like
straight neon.
If it looks like Gatorade, you did not absorb most of that. So
if it looks like blue Gatorade, go to the hospital
immediately. Red Gatorade, fruit punch, S tier.
You're missing fruit punch. You need to go to the hospital immediately. This is not medical advice.
Yes.
At all. So what supplementation would you find valuable for the average person? Because it's not all shit.
I mean, it depends.
Just your average person wants to be in better shape and be healthy and eats okay.
Yeah, I mean, I would recommend a multivitamin. I don't think you have to go berserk with quality or quantity or, I think you get charged a lot for markup. You get charged a lot for the aesthetic of the bottle, the aesthetic of their marketing, their advertising, a good protein powder, and it doesn't have to be an expensive protein powder. Just find something that works for you, your digestive needs, be it vegan, be it collagen peptides, whatever works best with your system, but you got to make those experiments yourself and kind of figure out what you would work best for you. But really, I'd say having a better nutrition track and more balanced nutrition is going to be better than even any sort of protein powder or anything like that.
Agree.
Yeah.
Protein. I think a fish oil would be valuable for most people.
Mm-hmm. It's good for
like
oiling your fish.
Yeah, in case your fish are less oily and you'd like to oil them up a little bit, grab yourself a fish oil. You can't go wrong. I feel like I just gave like the lifetime straight answer.
Yep.
That's real though. I don't think of protein. I would go I think fish oil would be more valuable than, I wouldn't do a multivitamin unless I had just gotten such a good deal on it at Lifetime. It's almost free, like it's so cheap when you work there, but I probably wouldn't in that, because I do eat pretty well. Like as long as you eat a decent amount of fruits and vegetables, you probably shouldn't need it. I think a vitamin D would be really valuable. I think for most people, I think that's really valuable. We don't think we've discussed this on this, but I always find vitamin D such an outlier for me because it's misclassified as a vitamin. I know you know this, but it's truly a hormone, and your body cannot create it without the sun. And just the way we live, you don't have enough sun exposure almost ever. So
my flesh, D obviously,
will burn
severely.
That's
why I take, when I'm on a vitamin D regimen, I'll do 1,000 to 2,000 IU a day. So
I do so it's fat soluble, so you could mega dose it at the beginning of the week. So whenever I remember to do it, which is usually like 3 days a week, I do 5,000 at a time. Because you're unlikely you're going to go too much. I don't think I've ever heard of anybody having like vitamin D toxicity in any capacity.
It's almost hard. Most of your basic vitamins, it'd be pretty difficult to.
Especially winter. Winter you could use more. I mean, fat soluble stuff like vitamin A you could overdo. For sure. You can get orangey. Have you ever seen that before? You ever got that?
I've never done it myself, but
happens to me sometimes.
Most water soluble, so.
So B, C, E's fat soluble. You could overdo E.
A, D, E, and K are the fat soluble ones.
Hey, learning stuff. Agreed. So vitamin D I think would be valuable. What else would be valuable?
I think the protein is valuable just because I don't think most people can get. It's difficult to get the numbers that you're looking for if you're not cognizant of what protein amounts you're getting in your system through your daily food intake.
I guess I do use one, so I guess I shouldn't say it.
And I'm not really ascribed to the as soon as you put your last weight down, you must drink protein. Like I'm not. There's no anabolic windows, or there are, but like not to the degree that people are like, I must get protein immediately.
So interesting you brought that up, because I used this on like previous it's weird to say previous episode, but a previous episode with Ty, and we were talking about like what would you do as like the minimum effective dose, and I said you would strength train every third day would be like your minimum, because protein synthesis elevates for 72 hours post exercise. But like the myth fed to people about protein is like you got 30 minutes, and it's like, what kind of shit advice is that? Like your body
science, no evidence of it. Just your body doesn't know what to do.
The guy at GNC knows though. He's
an
expert in science, and you need to know.
He had a module he had to do once. And now he knows.
I don't say this to be negative on GNC. I put myself through college, paying my bills, working at a GNC for 2 years. It's just, you are very leveraged to sell certain things to make the company money. So it's not necessarily good advice, it's financial advice for the company, or financially driven by the company. But I don't know, what stuff do you take that you find valuable, I guess just for you, not necessarily you would recommend across the board, besides steroids, obviously,
I mean,
massive amounts of trend, and just goat
beaver tranquilizer,
a lot of that.
Bull shark testosterone,
naturally,
the big three,
right, in your pancakes usually, right?
Always.
Naturally. So what do you take besides those glorious things that you get from Mexico?
I mean, I do a multivitamin. I do a vitamin D supplement. Sometimes I've taken some more unique supplements just to see how they affect my body, which I'm not currently doing anything like that right now.
What? Give me an example.
There's some things called Ligaplex.
What is that?
It's basically to help with tendon flexibility.
Okay.
I mean, I've done fish oils. Not really on a fish oil regimen right now. Kind of just leveling out with the new year, just because everything's so crazy. So I'm trying to just figure out what my body's doing. So nothing too crazy with my regimen right now. But I take protein every day. Usually, but I don't do a mix. I do like a pre-made shake, just because shake is easier digestible. So
faster uptake.
Those are my main things.
I take I take a lot of shit, but a lot of it's not. I moved away. It's like I used to take a lot, because I think when you think about this question, you think about it in terms of achieving fitness goals. I take a lot of things for just general health, and like a lot of things that I pay attention to. Like I'm really big on like cognition and mood. Like I take things for that. Usually I want to be sharp. I want to be energized. Makes my days better. But I take a multi now. When I run out, I probably won't anymore. Depends. See how I feel. I take a little bit extra vitamin C, just because I think it's relevant in a pandemic. It may or may not be useful. If it's not, I piss it out anyway. So extra vitamin D, and one that I think would be valuable, is going to sound like it's like a bodybuilding approach to it, but creatine 5 grams a day is actually shown to be really effective at limiting Alzheimer's. Yeah, so
people get worried when you say creatine.
Yeah, they think it basically, like I said, steroids. It's not going to dehydrate you. It's not going to make you hold additional water, maybe a little bit, but if you're sweating a couple extra ounces of water.
It's also the most studied supplement out of all of them.
Don't go get like crazy creatine. Literally, I go on Amazon, and I think the company is called like Bulk Supplements. It's like the most basic
white
shit
package
ever. Yeah, literally. And it get like and it comes in kilos of white powder.
Yep.
Which is totally legit to get shipped to your house.
Duct taped shut.
You have to pay in Bitcoin.
You cut it open with a knife.
It comes from Pedro, and it's great. No, so it just literally, it's like 5 grams a day. You get 2.2 pounds of it, and it'll last you for a long time. Take 5 grams, preferably in not a doctor, so you can, whatever. But 5 grams a day, ideally in like a warm solution, so like tea or something. It makes it absorb better for whatever reason. I think that one has value. I do a protein right now, but it's mainly because I have early morning clients and I don't want to eat right away, and I'd like to get some protein. Protein early in the day tends to keep your blood sugar more stable, more full the rest of the day. I do a little bit extra glutamine, because that's, you do glutamine too, or you have it. But that's the most abundant amino acid in the body. When it gets depleted, it can cause things like leaky gut, and amongst other things. So I think that's valuable, and that's super cheap too, just as cheap as creatine probably. I think I got a kilo of each of them for maybe like $20 total, so it was not.
Even on the higher end of the creatine spectrum, you're not going to pay more than.
Or you should. Don't get tricked into paying like $40 for a month supply of creatine. That's insane.
Pay 15, like
it has 6 months worth.
A decent price range to find. Here's a question.
Okay.
At your peak supplementation, when you were buying the most products,
oh my god,
what was your price range, and what were you taking?
Oh man,
or do we have enough time for that?
Yeah, we might not. We can just drink this whole box of wine. So I would say it's probably while I was working at GNC. I did a lot of stuff during the bodybuilding days, but for that point it's just food. You just need to eat a lot of food. Calories. Like pre-workout, I don't really do pre-workout anymore. Gets me too anxious. I just drink coffee.
Coffee's way better.
Yeah, it's cheap as hell too.
Yeah.
It's caffeine. The only really thing that you're getting out of pre-workout, and people are gonna be shitty. Whoever watch this, people are gonna be shitty. But like beta-alanine, like a pump, like all that is valuable. But like caffeine is the.
I like the tingle.
Yeah, and it buffers lactic acid, so you actually will get tired at a slower rate, which is valuable. But I'm not like trying to set world records, so like that extra 1 rep that's cool.
Yeah,
I'm not sweating that rep like at all. But I would say price point, what, for a month?
Yeah, sure.
Because everything kind of comes in a month supply. I mean, at peak, this is just a guess, because this would have been like 20-year-old Adam. He was an idiot.
That was also my peak of supplementation.
Still pretty much an idiot in most capacity, but fitness is like the only thing I understand in life. I would say, I would have to guess somewhere between $300 and maybe $300 to $350. Probably not much higher than that, but like, and it was like a bunch of dumb shit. I remember it because we used to wait until stuff would be almost expired, because GNC would mark it down and I'd be like, ooh, and I get 30% off of that. And I would take I was pumped. I thought I was gonna get huge. I took NO2 Black, which is just L-arginine tablets. Like, cool, you're gonna have a pump. What the fuck is that gonna do for you?
You did it. You will impress the gym goers.
And then I remember I got Optimum Nutrition's protein, was like this cool one they had. It was called Pro Complex. it was like 60 grams of protein per serving.
Can't even process that
No,
much.
right. And it retailed at like $90 a container. And I remember I got it for like half price, and I was like, I'm taking these two together. I'm about to get fucking swole.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're not.
Nope.
Not at all.
Nope.
Didn't change anything.
The return on investment is
Nope.
There is a benefit, but the return on investment does not match the price paid.
No.
But
No. If I ate a steak that day, it would have been just as valuable as that $90 protein.
I did something similar. I did not work at GNC. I did not work with a nutritionist.
Nerd.
But I know. I fell into I really liked Explode, the BSN. That was like your first pre-workout
Classic.
experience.
Yeah.
Fell into that trap, and I bought like a whole stack of the BSN products, which
Synthesis.
I had Synthesis, the
Cell mass?
the other protein, Cell mass.
Cell mass was creatine.
Yep, that was good.
Assload of sugar.
Pre-workout, intra-workout, post-workout drinks. Their Axis HT, which is a pro hormone.
Let's go.
And I think there was another product called
Did you just get horrible acne or something? From
Yeah,
that?
it was rough. And
So
Nitrix, I believe. I think
Yeah,
another
that was
one
the
they had.
tablets that
Yeah.
were pump.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, I was a savage, skinny white kid. Like that was like when I first also got into lifting too. So
You thought you were fucked. You basically thought you were on steroids pretty much.
oh yeah, it basically was.
Kinda
Like,
were. Can you imagine like the hormone levels that you already had at 20 and then you pop a pro hormone on top of it?
oh yeah,
Your testosterone. I wish you could
so
snapshot
aggressive.
1500 your test levels.
Fancy Colorado gym. Yeah.
You were in Colorado?
That was my sophomore year. I was working with my Uncle Jeff
Oh.
at his veterinary clinic.
Oh, word. Shout out Uncle Jeff.
Shout out Uncle Jeff.
You send us that InBody.
Yeah,
next time
you
we
did
see
about
you.
it. Be great.
It'd be hilarious if Uncle Jeff watched this actually. What's up, Uncle Jeff? Yeah, what else on supplements?
But I was doing that for. I mean, it worked. It definitely worked. I definitely got stronger and bigger.
Yep.
But like for
But
I was
would you have got
$500? That's
Did
outrageous
you have more
amount of
than
money.
1 month?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Multiple months?
Yeah.
That was your move.
Yeah. That was like when I really first got into lifting. And then
Do you remember when you thought you were getting, or I did, I thought I was getting a deal by like, I switched and I was like, well now I'm going through bodybuilding.com because it's cheaper.
oh yeah, yep.
No,
You find you're like.
it's only $70 for this ton of
I
protein.
think there was this place called like Nutrition Supplement Warehouse or something.
Supplement warehouse.
Yeah. Oh, good deals.
Oh yeah,
But,
$15 shipping,
Yeah.
flat rate, but like I'm just buying a gang of shit.
Yep.
A million samples in it.
Just checking out
Oh, yeah.
reviews for pre-workouts and like, apparently this is the best thing and I'm gonna be a monster.
Did you ever take Jack 3D?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Jack 3D is the
it
best.
was basically meth.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was basically meth. It's now
It's
super illegal.
There was a progression. It was Explode. C4 was like similar at the same time.
C4 came later. I feel
Yeah,
like.
that was like the mainstream. Like
C4 came later.
anybody could take that. I gave that to my 7-year-old mother, so she was fine.
Still alive.
Still alive. Like Jacked 3D, like that became illegal. Like they had to reformulate it.
Yep. They still make it in the same container, and it's
Oh,
just sad because
It's not as good.
No.
No, I've tried it since. It's not as fun. Mesomorph or Methamorph.
That was outrageous.
Those are the best workouts I think I've ever had.
I'm just like ice cold. My cheek. I remember I feel my cheeks during like when I worked out with Mesomorph because we used to get it from the counter at LA from Hamid.
Yep.
Or Hamed.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Hamed, yes.
Yeah, Hamed.
Yeah.
Shout out Hamed.
King Cow Kitchens.
King Cow Kitchen. Go get your meals. And like I would just be like an unbelievable amount of sweat immediately. Like first set sweating, but cold to the touch. And I just remember being like, I don't know if this is good or not.
I'm not healthy right now.
I feel so strong.
I am not the picture of health right now.
Yep. No, not at all. And remember, like those were the type of sets. If you've ever taken any pre-workout like this, that was like way too much. Where you, I've said this about other things too before, but you're doing a set and you're like, I should stop doing this. I'm not even really tired, but I've done 25 reps.
Yep.
And I feel like I should be done now.
My joints are gonna disintegrate before I get tired.
Yep. You have to shut it down.
Yeah. Now, there are some pre-workout two other concerns too. Like I was actually in the locker room and I was eavesdropping on some youths that were talking about supplementation.
The youths.
There's so many youths at the LA I go to, and they were talking about pre-workout. I was like, yeah, what do you take? And I didn't hear what he said, but and he was like, yeah, Mike's got this pre-workout's like 450 milligrams of caffeine. I'm like, you're getting dangerously close to a lethal dosage if you're doing that.
Holy shit.
That's a lot of caffeine.
Yeah, and you're usually doing like a rounded scoop, so it's a little bit more.
Probably like half a gram. I think like a gram will put you into cardiac arrest or something.
I don't know what that number is.
I think
I've definitely done a gram in a day before.
Yeah, I think it is single.
Of caffeine.
Yes. Yeah, so be careful with what you purchase. You know, ask your fitness professionals or your people you trust, your doctors, if you are going to look into supplementation.
Everybody always says ask your doctor. Can you imagine somebody actually just being like calling their doctor and be like, hey, I'm thinking about taking some pre-workout. The doctor's just gonna be like, what do you do? Don't call me for this. Like, this is terrible.
It's not an easy thing to do either. Like calling your doctor.
It's generally good advice. You should ask your doctor for sure. I'm not saying you shouldn't, but like your doctor's gonna be like, dude, stop! Don't call me for this. What are you doing?
You're taking caffeine. Please calm down.
Like, drink a cup of coffee and shut up.
Yeah.
Call me later, whatever, or don't, please.
Please don't call me.
Yeah.
Don't call your doctors.
Yeah. Call me. I'll do it for you. Okay. Yeah. So my overrated is how much weight you lift as a general idea.
It's okay to be wrong.
Yeah, I just don't think it's important at all. I just don't find it to be important.
Yeah.
20-year-old Adam would like vehemently disagree. I don't know if that's right. The right word.
I agree with 20-year-old Adam. Yeah. It's only cool if it's
he was an idiot. So
hurting your joints.
What does it say about you? Yeah.
I'm also an idiot.
Current 32-year-old Ben is the same as 20-year-old Adam.
Yep.
It's not great.
Nope.
I especially like as you get older, you're not old, but like I don't even take note of it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. I feel like whatever I feel in the workout matters, like the amount of stress, like, but I have a rule, and I've had this for a long time, and you know this rule, like I don't do anything over 315 pounds, which sounds like a lot to the average person that doesn't work out that much, but like, I mean, 315, if you ever like, you've weightlifted for, what am I? I'm 32, so I've probably lifted weights for 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you lifted weight for 15 years, like you can go up higher than that in weight for a lot of people, and I just don't care. I just don't care about what I lift, like weight-wise. Like I would much rather add reps or make a variation that makes it more difficult, because I'm so afraid of getting injured.
Yeah.
It's not worth it to me.
That's fair. Yeah.
Even with clients, I don't really care. I care about it in for progression. I like progression. I want you to get stronger, but I don't need to see you show off what you can do. Like, especially, like, maybe I'm just thinking, like, what's a 1 rep max? Like, I don't care what that number is. I literally don't care.
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
I mean...
Mics are down here, I
guess. I see where you're coming from. Like, injury prevention is probably crucial, especially as we get into our early 30s and into later 30s.
Yep. And for clients, too. Like, the worst thing that could happen if you hire me and then you get hurt, I've failed at my jobs like severely. Yeah, I feel like, and that freak injuries can't happen because it can happen.
Yeah, but I think with anyway, especially with a fitness professional, I feel like injuries are. I mean, I've been training for 7 years now, almost, like maybe even longer than that.
Yep. So classy I am right now. So classy. So checking the legs on this box of one.
And I've not had like a particularly grievous injury from overloading. I don't overload clients like ever, but like on the off chances that I do happen to put too much weight on a bar for somebody, I have never had like a grievous or severe injury. I may have had.
Now you're overusing grievous.
Yeah, it's twice. Calm down.
It's twice more than I've ever used that word.
It's because you're dumb. But got me off track.
Sorry. You don't overload clients.
Yeah, don't overload clients, but like I do want to see that you are getting stronger. I do want to see your numbers go up. Like nothing gets me more excited when I have a 50-year-old client deadlift 135 pounds. Like that's like my pride as a trainer. Like that's not something that most people can do or really should do, but like it may have a necessity at some point. Like that's real. That's my joy. Like, and if I can get her to 185 or 225, that's gonna be amazing. Like, it'll take time, but
like I think of law of diminishing returns. Maybe there's like a set amount that like should be like a prerequisite that you should get to, but like every next notch that you go up, I feel like has less and less utility, call it, like yeah, it would be cool to have, like, if you could snap your fingers and be like, yeah, all my clients can deadlift 315, like you fucking crushed it, like that would be amazing.
Yeah.
I just don't feel like, I don't know, the process of getting to that point would be as valuable than other things you could do.
Sure.
Maybe, I don't know.
I can see that. There's also, I mean, there's always tiers. I mean, I think most training goal should be to get your client to grow muscle and become stronger. And the best way to measure that is through what weight they can press off their chest, press over their head, pick up off the ground, squat, essentially.
Agree.
Also, the way that we've lifted for our lifting careers, like you get to a certain point.
Retired jerseys up here one day.
Yes. You get to a certain point where it's like, it's not even like when I hit 225 on bench press.
Hype.
Oh yeah, super hype.
So,
same with 315.
Yep.
But like at these points, like at 225, you're probably in the top 20% of gym goers. Like
probably higher than that.
Yeah, like realistically, like maybe 10%. Like I think only 10% of people can actually hit that much weight.
And percentage of the total population is like, I mean, that's already got to be 1.
Yeah.
Or less.
Yeah, like of your gym regulars, like you're in the top males too. Like we'll even include that as well. Like you're still probably top 10%. Yeah. 315, you're top 1. Like there's very few people that go to a gym that can hit that much weight on a bench press, squat, or deadlift, or anything like that. Yeah. So like when you're looking at it that way, I can see where you're coming from. Where like it's don't care so much anymore.
Especially, and you can say that, I can say it confidently. Like let's say I was a person that was not capable of doing 315 on whatever. I don't know if I can squat 315 anymore. To be honest with you, probably die. I don't think I can bench 315 right now either.
Didn't feel great. I did it.
Did you?
Recently, but it sucked.
Did it?
I'm getting back at it, but like I definitely lost some strength over the winter.
But I think you and I, we both had benched at some point like 365. Yeah. So, but once it's easy to say, sorry. It's okay. I feel like justified saying that because I can do it. So it's not like the person where it's like I can't, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Or like it's dumb to be able to bench that high and I can't.
Yeah.
Because that's the person that's like jealous or whatever. Jealous is probably the wrong word. But yeah, I've been there. I've benched that much or squatted that much or deadlifted that much, and it's just like, I don't know. Like it wasn't life changing. I wasn't in better shape because of it. It was cool, but it wasn't. It had more risk than reward for me. I think. Luckily, I didn't have an injury, but sure as shit could have very easily.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we all deal with joint pains and aches. I mean, your back's been trash. My elbow's been trash. Hips.
Well, I think that's a factor in like I'm much better over the last, and I would say even 90 days specifically. That's a very small time frame, but I've taken much more better care.
So much better.
Much more better care. Bougie.
Yes.
Much better care of my body.
It's hard.
Yeah, and like I train because I play basketball. Like I train more to be able to do that better than it is. Like, what do my abs look like? But they look great. I promise you. So good. But yeah, I don't care about it. I really don't. If somebody asked me what I bench, I don't even know what I would answer.
Yeah. It's also where you have these, I want to be better at basketball goal. I want to be more mobile in that aspect. It's also a very easy, tangible, quantifiable measure.
Yeah.
So it's really nice to and it's an easy goal to chase too. I pray I don't ever hit 405 on bench press, but that would be pretty cool. That'd be pretty neat. That's 4 plates.
Yeah, it does sound cool.
Yeah, 225 was awesome when I was in college. 315 I hit maybe 2-3 years ago.
315 you just hit?
I didn't hit that long ago. Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Maybe I feel like I probably hit that
4 years ago probably.
I don't even know how old I was.
Yeah.
Crazy thing is, hormonal profile wise, you should peak maybe 25?
No.
Maybe earlier than that. But you get old man strength. You definitely get strong. Right now, if if you really wanted to pursue strength, like this would actually probably be right around your prime.
Yeah.
Strength, like your bones are dense as hell.
Yeah.
Like you're just like you have your
Testosterone levels
pretty good.
Pretty good,
Yeah.
like normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got yours tested, right?
Mm-hmm. I did.
I don't know if you want to divulge.
It was normal. Everything
mine was
normal.
in like the upper 6s, something like that, which is
I don't
okay.
particularly remember my exact numbers, but
Yours was like a weird. It wasn't directly
Yeah.
quantifiable. So like the metric is like somewhere. I think normal is like 350 to 1200 nanograms per deciliter. But yours was a different unit. Yeah.
But it was within the normal range.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Like that's good.
Yeah. Lifting heavy, it does have its benefits for that, and I say lifting heavy generally, like for men and women, bone density.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to talk bad about lifting heavy because it definitely has its place, and that's, I would say lifting heavy is what a trainer does most of the time with their clients, but lifting weights is a fundamental part of it, not because, necessarily that's the best way to lose weight, but that's the part that clients usually need the most guidance with. Like, you don't need me on a treadmill next to you.
Yeah.
You do need to do cardio.
Yeah.
But you need me more for technique on strength, and strength will build muscle, which will burn more calories and subsequently help you to lose too. But I'm not talking like weightlifting is not valuable. I just think stressing over chasing
numbers.
Yeah. I don't find value in that, except for the checking progression of getting stronger. I guess
that's just your goals, I guess.
True.
I feel like it applies more specifically to you than.
Yeah.
And it was somewhat in clients, but
I think a lot of people train, or I do at least, I've talked about this on this too, but I train people, I think most trainers train people in some capacity similarly to how they train themselves, because you train yourself in the best way that you know how. So like those are the things that you find valuable. Like I'm not having them do the exact same workouts I would, but like similar exercises that I find valuable, if I do them because I think they're valuable, I wouldn't have them do something that's less valuable.
No.
So
we're both humans. We have all of our, there are differences, men and women, age, flexibility, mobility, but like the basics stand, the fundamentals stand.
Truth.
The part about heavy lifting and bone density, it brings up my favorite physiology concept of all time.
All right.
And it makes me sound really smart, so I'm gonna
let's go.
Yeah.
Let me anchor in.
It's called the piezoelectric effect.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
I love that. So essentially, when you put a heavy weight on your bone, your long bones, so specifically your arm and your humerus, or your leg, femur and your humerus, the bone will actually bend at a very small measure, like not visible. And when that happens, you're going to create electric currents on both sides of the bone. So there's a positive and a negative on each side. And that electric current from the bone bending will actually activate your osteoblasts, which are the bone building structures inside of your bones.
Sounds like an enzyme of some kind or something?
Not really. Like a cellular mechanism, yeah. So there's the osteoblast and the osteoclast. Clast destroy bone, osteoblast build bone. It activates the osteoblast. So people who engage in regular strength training are going to have much stronger bones when they're put under heavy weight because of this
interesting
piezoelectric effect, which I loved.
And I think we went, what did we do? Like fact and fiction last time we did it, and we were talking about women lifting heavy and being afraid of getting bulky. Like women should, so this is a repeat of that, but like women above all, especially middle-aged women, should lift. I don't know if I'd say heavy, but definitely should lift in some capacity, because we all know that osteoporosis and osteopenia are like rampant. Like if you're a 50-year-old or above woman and you don't have osteopenia or osteoporosis, you're pretty lucky. Yeah, like
you're
almost
great.
Everyone does.
Yeah.
I don't say almost everyone, but it's a lot.
That's kind of, and we've gone over this on my first time on this podcast. Like, I got into the industry, I was kind of protect my mom, get her moving and keep her from falling, breaking a bone, and just ruining her, getting better and ruining her life. So,
ruining her life.
Yep. I've seen that, and it's not fun. So,
truth.
We'll avoid that.
All right. So underrated.
So I actually had this discussion with my lady friend last night, because Jenny works at Jenny Works, and Jenny Lee.
You shot her Instagram?
She has a lot of things going on.
All right, let's go.
Lee & Co. Band is also another one that she has.
Okay.
Yeah, she
I didn't even know what that is.
That's her musical.
Is that a separate?
Yeah,
handle?
she has 3 handles.
Oh shit.
I know. We have one. This is a conjoined.
Yeah.
Conjoined handle. Bros. Tips.
Not tips. No tips involved.
So we discussed this. And she actually had 2 underrated things, which was interesting. And I thought about it, and I kind of agree with her that I feel like mobility is underrated as my main thing. I know that it is emphasized a lot, but
talk me through that one. What's your rationale? I define mobility. What do you mean by mobility too? I guess
can your appendages and and spine point, right? And move within the functional ranges essentially.
Okay.
And so I think it kind of gets glossed over in a lot of training regimens. Because we both worked for different gyms, and some gyms, when you get put under a specific time limit, like you have to pick and choose what is going to be beneficial for your client.
We all know who you're talking about.
I know.
The world knows.
Yeah. So if you have a 30-minute time limit,
or 25,
or 25-minute time limit, you're going to pick what the client can do in that time with you. So I'm going to focus on strength training. I'm not going to focus on cardio so much. I'll discuss these things. I'm not going to focus on stretching, but we're going to
have time.
You don't have time. You want to make this time valuable. Yeah. So if you're going to make this time valuable, the best thing you can do is something that requires you to spot them and guide them in a strength training fashion. Mobility gets pushed to the side, I think. And we kind of have this catch-all where, like, oh, you suffer from tight hips or tight hamstrings or tight back or shoulder tightness, like, go do yoga. Like, that seems to be, like, there's not, and yoga classes are fantastic. I totally love yoga classes. It's been a while.
Your takeaway from this is that Ben Cross hates yoga and you shouldn't do it ever.
Yeah, definitely should do yoga if you have the chance or if you enjoy that. But, like, it's not going to be a specific benefit for you. Like, it'll be a overall body mobility stretch, but not a, if you specifically have a shoulder problem, they're not going to be able to take the time to address that for you or with you.
Yeah, I agree. I also think that taking yoga class, again, is fantastic. I also don't think mobility is a all the time game. It's like an everyday thing, and that doesn't sound sexy because no one wants to do that stuff every day. But like taking one yoga class is good, but the next day you're gonna wake up stiff again.
Yep.
It's not like this 1 week, like get out of jail free card.
You're 30 minutes in and you're good for the next 100 or so hours. Yeah.
Right, and I also think that part of the reason why mobility gets pushed to the side within the context of like a training session is I think a lot of trainers have this inherent want to justify what the client is paying for the session and make sure that they give them hard exercises. And it's like mobility just seems, I think they're afraid that the client is going to think, because I've been here too, in a younger in the career, but like you're afraid that the client is going to be like, think you're putting in fluff shit to fill the time when it really is valuable stuff. But I like every client here starts on the floor with a foam roller. That's how we always start. Like we have specific stretches that we go with, hips and hamstrings, and all that stuff matters. Like, and it's not to beleaguer and just like I don't really have anything else for us to do. It's just that
we got stuff to do. Yeah,
seriously. And then
I think I've become more mobility focused since coming into this space. Also, I think just because everything is here, so like I don't have to worry about like, oh, there's a rack open, like better go get it.
Yeah.
Or
the time not traveling to different stations saves what I can get done in an hour in here. I mean, I probably had an extra 10 to 12 minutes, I would guess.
Yeah.
Of not having to locate equipment or move.
And I've worked with trainers, and I've seen people that it blows my mind. It aggravates me to no.
Oh, you're going.
It does upset me, but it's like they'll move from a machine in the middle of the weight floor all the way across the gym in a slow walk, and you can tell that they're just not engaged and they're just buying time just to let the clock run out, get their hour, half hour in.
Yep. I love it. I see you and I both do this. I'm running.
Oh yeah.
I would run across the gym.
Oh, yeah. If I don't have the equipment I need to run, grab kettlebell.
Awkwardly run.
Yep. On toes, chest up.
Yep.
Here, so don't have to worry about that. Like it's
can't run in here.
No, it's all here. Like
it's 250 square feet.
You got it. You have it all planned out from the minute they walk in.
Yep. And I never have to change what I was gonna do.
Yep. No. That was something. I feel bad for a lot of trainers like that I see in big spot gyms because, like I remember Scott Dodd.
Oh, Scott's gonna do this next week actually. I think next week probably.
Cool.
Yeah.
Love Scott.
We had to figure out how we're gonna do Zoom. I don't do tech, but we can do some kind of Zoom. Yeah. He's not coming.
Oh, that's sad. I was hoping he was coming.
Yeah,
so Scott, he's been a trainer with us for years and years and years. And he's moved with us. He moved with us to Texas. He's moved with us everywhere. He shadowed me. Adam hired him, and he shadowed me for his first week. And I distinctly remember he programmed leg extensions with a client, and at the gym they were working at only had 3 leg extensions, and they were all occupied.
Only 3.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, yeah, definitely good. But like,
can't play.
It's at 5 o'clock at a big box gym. You ain't getting anything.
Pre-COVID.
Yeah, you better. I mean, right now it's busy.
Is it?
It's super busy.
Yeah, LA is.
Yeah. So like I remember I was on a cable machine nearby just working with my client. He looked at me with like the saddest puppy dog eyes, like, and I was like, sorry, bro, I don't know what to do. You gotta come up with something, man.
Figure it out, man.
It's improv. Like,
yeah.
It is one of the nice benefits of working in that. You learn to improv real quick.
Yeah.
Because just you don't know what you're gonna walk into, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work out. But that's kind of the unfortunate nature of the beast, like, because that
you gotta have some backup plan or something.
You gotta plan A, B, C, and D, and
and sometimes you don't preemptively have those plans either. You just kind of have to
wing it.
Yeah, and that sounds bad because it sounds like to the client you're giving less service. It's not that, because it's not that they get worse workout. It's just you don't have it planned as well, so it feels awkward. 1B isn't necessarily worse than 1A. It's just different.
You always want your primary. You always want you want the A plan, and
if you do a split squat instead of a leg extension,
I agree
you're not
with
pro
that.
athlete. You're not gonna miss the game-winning shot because of
I still think
exercise selection.
It does decrease from the client's experience.
Yeah,
and you go in with
even if it's just perception.
Yeah, perception. You go in with a program plan and it doesn't work.
Yep.
Like,
it feels bad.
Anything else is not the optimal.
Yep.
So it takes away from the experience, I think.
Yeah, agree.
Totally got off of mobility, but
I think mobility. I don't know. Like I feel like if you can move well, that's kind of the end goal, anyways, for a lot of people. Like look good and move well.
Yeah.
Also, mobility. Problem I think with mobility is that it's conversely. I just want to use that word. To what we talked about earlier with like strength numbers, you can't really quantify. Like it's hard to tell. Like has your mobility improved?
Yeah.
Like, I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
How can you tell?
Yeah.
You know, you could do like an FMS.
Depending
it's
on
not
the
practical, really. Like what your range of motion is. Like, hey, you got better squat depth. It's so subjective.
It's a lot of a feel thing too. Like I can tell when clients are more mobile or
less pain. Less pain.
That's
is great.
what I was gonna say. Like if you got a client who experiences pain, like which I've had plenty of those, and I've tried. Sometimes you
pain in here, mostly
in the inside parts. Like I help with that too. Like that's a great thing if they come in the next day like, I felt great for like the next 3 days.
Yeah.
Like, awesome, man. Like,
that's valuable.
Yeah.
When as a younger trainer, you would want them to be like, I was so sore for 3 days. You'd be like, like no one wants that life.
Yeah. I still get excited when, as you should.
If it's in your muscles, if your muscles are sore, that's cool. But if your joints hurt,
my spine felt bad. Like, that's not good.
That's alright, it's getting stronger. Your
Yeah.
spine's getting stronger. When we break it down, we build it back up, right?
The spine strengthening tactics. Yeah.
We're working on L4, L5 today.
Let's just jam those discs back in there real quick.
I'm going to show you the clip from Always Sunny with Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
It's like, alright, what I want you to do is hyperextend your knees and jam your back up in a jerking motion. Like, I don't think that's right, man.
The Family Guy one too. Like, they'll lift with the back, extremely with the back, in a twisting, jerking motion.
Yep, fantastic. Alright, so my, you probably already know what this one is, but like my underrated thing is walking.
Oh, yeah.
It's the best exercise.
This ties back into
I think it's the best exercise.
Yeah.
I really do. I think walking.
I was trying to avoid things that tie back into our myths too.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
I think walking is probably the best form of exercise, and I have reasons for this. It's low impact.
Yeah.
No, I've just been marinating on this one. You know this. I talk to you about this all the time. I literally walked on a treadmill at MEI the other day for like 45 minutes. Just had like a hard incline. Yeah. It was great.
It's not MEI. I know we call it that. I think I believe is how it's pronounced.
Well, I just heard the owner in the locker room when I was there the other day. He wants to move away from MEI and just to the logo.
Just the big M?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember his name. I helped him move a tanning bed the other day, by the way.
Wow.
He's like, hey, can you help me with this? And I was like, yeah, I guess. I don't know you at all.
You should twist your spine.
And he just goes, yeah, right?
And I have your gym now?
I was like, you own this place? And he's like, yeah. I was like, oh, right on, bro. What's up? Yeah, so walking, it's low impact. You can do it pretty much indefinitely. Mm-hmm. Like, you can walk. Like, if I told you had to walk for 6 hours, you wouldn't enjoy it necessarily, but you can do it. Almost anybody can do it.
Yeah. Barring joint issues.
It gets your heart rate higher than you would think. Mm-hmm. So I did this. I worked out and I walked and I tracked it on Whoop. My heart rate was actually higher during the walking. Yeah, shout out Whoop. Whoop Life. Yeah, he doesn't. I actually will buy you one. I don't think you want one. Though.
I don't want to be on the comparison track. Yeah, you've been working out so hard.
Yeah, the recovery is -6. You're actually dead. Yeah. But my heart rate was higher during the walk than it was during like the strength work, and it was like a legit, like everything was supersetted in the strength workout. It wasn't like I was just like 5x5 with 6 minutes of rest or anything. Like, it was legit lifting. And it's like you kept from a calorie burn and you're not taxing your bodies too much. You're usually in that fat burning like zone, like that 60% or so of heart rate, max heart rate. Like, it's just like the most perfect exercise. I just think we're designed as people to walk a lot. Yeah. So like, and I was talking, Pat and I did one on like fitness data. I honestly think steps in some variation, it might not be steps. I wish it would be like time walking or something, but like it's kind of similar. But
almost a time under strain.
Yeah, that would be a great thing to track. Yeah, like how much or how distance traveled in a day or something like that would be awesome. Like
physical activity time or something.
Yeah, like that's the stuff I think that probably makes the most difference. And I think your blood's moving and like your heart rate is up a little bit, so you're probably going to recover better. I think it's very restorative and beneficial at the same time. I don't know, the more and more I marinate on walking, I don't know, I think walking is the best form of exercise. I think it is. It's under stress. You're carrying your own body weight. I don't know, I like it. Yeah. I don't know why. I don't know, I've never given walking as much value. Maybe it's just because you're getting older, but like, I would rather walk for an hour than run for 20 minutes. I think it would be a better use of my time. Yeah. Maybe even straight up minute for minute walking might be a better use of my time, honestly.
Yes, during shutdown I walked a lot because wasn't much to do it otherwise.
Not that much to do.
I mean, walked my dog, walked my mom every day, probably.
You walked your mom?
Walked her too on a leash. It was horrifying. Walked with her. I mean, we probably would put in.
You guys
at least like 4 miles a day. Like,
that's a lot.
For at least like 3 months.
I would love to do. I would just have to like plan it out, like an experiment of like, can you just like if you did it for 1 month, I don't know how much you would walk, but like how shredded could you get just walking? Yeah. So I feel like you could burn Like, what if you did like a 1 hour walk 3 times a day or something? Like, that would be time consuming, right? But like, if you did that for a month, I bet you would be in fantastic shape. You would be in such good shape.
There's people that run that pretty easily.
Yeah, but I feel like that might even be detrimental.
Yeah.
Because this walking won't deplete you.
It's also a glycolytic metabolism.
And you'd be inflamed, your joints would hurt, like running that much. Like walking, you get done walking, you feel better than when you started. Like you feel much better.
Yeah, I mean, the quarantine was a rough time for everybody. Like it's some bad time.
Here,
exactly.
It's no bueno.
Bad moods happen. You take a walk for an hour, generally are pretty better.
Seriously.
And it's nice because almost everybody is capable of walking X amount of time. Like, if you have somebody, like I have my mom, like, it's a really nice social thing in a way. Like, I walked, and even we made it such a thing that, like, it's kind of one of the things that brought me and Jenny together was we walked. I walked with a client. She eventually had to stop because her ankle was dead, but literally her ankle died.
It's no longer part of her body.
Nope, it is outside of her body. She got it fully replaced. So, but I mean, like, even that was a social aspect. It was a social thing. Got us moving, got us working. Like, it's good for you. Like,
I think the reason also why I feel so passionate about it now, one, because I'm a natural contrarian to everything. But it's just that people don't like treat it as valuable, and I just think it is. Like people almost would be like, I think like would like laugh at you or patronize you, be like, oh, what did you do for like workout? Be like, oh, I took a walk. Like, oh, cool. Yeah, really, you worked out today, huh? But it's super valuable. I really do.
And one of my clients, Rachel, she's great. She's awesome. Like,
she made us a fantastic cake.
She did. She's great. Yep. I believe it was in December. So I think she walked, I can't exactly remember the number, but I think it was over 100 miles.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I should do the 100 mile, I ran 100 miles that one month. Walking 100 miles is probably better for you.
Maybe.
I didn't lose like any weight from running 100 miles.
Yeah.
Probably just your body's in such a level of stress.
Yeah.
It was miserable at the end of it. It was tough.
Ate over it also. Like, you're so good about your nutrition. You're so cognizant about it. Like, I don't know.
I drank boxed wine on a Saturday afternoon.
Boxed wine is a special exclusion.
Yeah, it's aged in a bourbon barrel, so you know it's good. It's just grapes. It's so good. I'm eating a lot of fruit.
It is so good. I don't care. I don't care if people hate on Bota Box. Like,
yeah, shrug it.
Yeah.
Bota Box, if you could ever sponsor this podcast one day, it would change my life.
Yeah, we'll put your logo right here.
I would love to put Bota Box logo.
With a Nighthawk. I'll get a Nighthawk tattoo on my face.
Wow, like Gucci Mane's ice cream cone. You just have like a Nighthawk.
One tear. Kill a box today.
It's not a tear, it's a drop of wine. You can color it too. That would be awesome.
This is Nighthawk Black Cabernet on my face.
Let's go. Yeah, walking is a strong passion of mine right now.
I think Mom instilled that in me as well. She always loved walking.
Yeah. And your mom is, 130 pounds and 70 years old?
You're going to say 130 years old? Like, Jesus Christ, you're such a dick.
No. But she's like thin.
Yeah, she's in phenomenal shape.
Imagine, like you to be that thin. And not just thin, but she's in good shape. Yeah. It's like she's strong.
Yeah. Indiana winters suck. We'll say that much. It makes it harder to do these things, especially walking.
Yeah.
So
quarantine being summer was a blessing.
Yeah.
Like we did lose a summer, which is fun.
Yeah.
As a single man, summer's much more fun than winter.
Yeah.
Just for many purposes, you fill in the blanks. But quarantine winter would be rough.
Yeah. We're still kind of in it.
Yeah, but not at that, like, where you can't even go anywhere. Like,
yeah. We got lucky with that.
Like, we can work. Like, before, it just couldn't work. As a trainer, like, you work in a gym, you can't work.
Yeah.
So, you think we'll get another shutdown?
No.
You're on the record. I don't think so.
I don't think so either. No, at this point.
Hope not. It's January 30th, for reference.
I think the vaccine, this is not related at all, but the vaccine levels are gonna, we're at peak. And I think the vaccines will start.
Our numbers not bad from Indiana recently. No. I saw the other day it was like under $2,000.
I mean, I've seen some Instagram stories of establishments that are not give zero hex
Unsafe.
I know, I can, but I want to keep it classy. Yeah. They don't care about regulations.
I want to keep it classy.
Keep
That's
it
what I'm
classy.
talking about, baby.
Like, it looked like a standard night at Rock Lobster.
Oh no.
In Broad Ripple. Like,
Well,
it wasn't there.
I hope Goat sees this one day. I hate your establishment with all my heart. I don't speak for anybody else. Personally,
Yeah.
it's unsafe. It's not zoned correctly, as noticed by Carmel. And it's just like, I don't know, it's just an absolute shit show.
I just want to know why your manager at the time would not put on the NBA. That's my biggest question.
And he gave me $7 in ones because my bill was wrong instead of changing my bill.
Questionable.
Yeah.
Questionable establishment.
Yeah, right on.
Fork and Ale all day.
Fork and Ale all day.
Love Fork and Ale.
Yep, please go to Fork and Ale. We should go to
Yeah.
Fork and Ale today.
We might.
Or
Or our oyster.
what else you got? Anything? What were your? So you had two of the. Yeah, what was your?
So
other
Ginny
one?
recommended. I don't actually remember her overrated.
It's because you don't listen to your girlfriend.
I don't.
Hey, does she listen to this?
I think she listened to the first one, but I don't think she listened to the other two.
Okay.
Well, she hasn't listened to this one. This just happened.
I'll send it to her.
Science.
It's on Spotify now.
Oh, good. Her other underrated was accountability programs.
Like what?
Yeah, these chairs are rough. Essentially, like, I think that like the actual strength program design of like training is overrated to an extent, and people should be more cognizant of their appreciation for just being held accountable for their nutrition, their fitness, their people don't buy training for that. Like,
Okay, so
it's
it's
not
more like training specific than like not necessarily
fitness.
Yeah. Yeah, having some level of accountability. That's fair.
Yeah. So like,
She thinks that's underrated?
yeah, I think if you have somebody who will keep tabs on you,
Yeah.
5 days a week, which is not something that's spoken about often. Like,
I would say even accountability doesn't even have to be a different person, but having some type of mechanism where like, so like I've seen people do accountability where like they have like a 2-day rule where they're like, I never don't exercise 2 days in a row.
Yeah.
So you can find accountability in other ways.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's not great for me to say because people literally pay me money for accountability and that's valuable and we do that as well, but you could find that other ways. Like I think one of the biggest reasons that Peloton is really successful is that they have created this interface, because I have like a bunch of clients that have got Pelotons recently too through quarantine.
people love their Pelotons.
Yeah, but
so
it reminds them, like it gives them stats, it gamifies it, so it's like fun to do. So they get like stars on days and like how many like the streak, like that stuff matters. So you can have some type of system. Also,
people love their Peloton. People
Love.
like the trainers specifically. Like, they get involved in their lives.
One of my favorite, I won't say who this is, I actually don't work with them anymore, but him and his wife got into an argument about, what was her name? His Peloton instructor, it sounded like a porn star name too, it was like Emma Loveless or Emma something. And he was just like, I love taking these classes. And I was like, right on, dude. Like, whatever. And as a trainer, I'm just like, cool. Accountability. Like,
cardio, crushing it.
You like this exercise? Like, his goal was weight loss. Like, oh, you're going to do more exercise because you enjoy it? Like, I'm all for it.
Yeah. Turns out.
Didn't turn out so
It
good.
was not because of the exercise. Just standing next to his Peloton watching.
Yeah. No, that was not good. But I can't wait to tell you who this is. You're going to laugh really hard. But yeah, like you can find accountability in those, similar to, I think you can find accountability in nutrition through things like intermittent fasting, like where you create rules for yourself, like I don't eat before this, I don't eat after this. You can create boundaries for yourself that offer you accountability too.
And some people, and the accountability metric of like MyFitnessPal reminded me if you were just talking about it, like it almost like shamed you in a way, like, hey, did you forget about me? Like
you say shame. I think you should. If you fuck up, you should feel bad, and not because I want people to feel bad. Yeah. But winning only matters. It sounds like I'm like a fucking motivational speaker, but winning only matters if losing matters. Yeah. And you have to recognize when you lose. A lot of the like, oh, just you get back on it next time. Like, yeah, you gotta win some. Sometimes you gotta dig in and just
deal with it.
Yeah. Like, accept that you fucked up. It's
not
fine.
Shameless. It's very passive aggressive in its way. It's like, hey,
fat fuck.
Haven't heard from you in a
700
while.
carbs, huh?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. This is accurate, I'm sure. Yeah.
You had ice cream for 3 days in a row. Sounds great.
How did you manage to eat pizza?
You haven't had vitamin C
Fettuccine
in a
Alfredo?
week. Shout out. We all know who we're talking about. Only you and I know who we're talking about this.
Yeah.
I one time had a client log his MyFitnessPal, and it was one meal. Make sure I get this right too, because I can't really remember.
I know it was pizza, and I knew it was fettuccine Alfredo.
Pizza, fettuccine Alfredo, and
it was peculiar because it didn't fit with the.
But the problem is, where would you ever go to get?
This is a single meal.
One meal, yeah. It was dinner, fettuccine Alfredo, pizza, and
something else.
I can look back and find it. I'm sure. We're probably still friends on MyFitnessPal.
Yeah.
He probably regrets that now.
Yeah.
God, if he sees that, this would be hilarious, actually. God, what was the last thing? But it was like this one meal, and it was just mind-blowing that somebody would have the wherewithal, I guess, to log this.
Knowing
as
that
one meal.
your personal trainer, can see it. Like, yeah.
At that point, I might be better off with you just lying to me.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to encourage that, I guess, but like, I might
always,
rather you just be like salad,
yeah,
and then just feel bad about it, because I'm okay with you feeling bad about it. Like, sometimes losing should hurt, but and then get back on it the next day.
Yeah.
But now you put me in a position where I have to be the bad guy and bring this up and be like, what? Explain, please. Like, what did you do?
Yeah. Where were you? What was this establishment?
Sidebar, like this sounds like it would be amazing.
Oh yeah,
imagine
fantastic.
just stuffing your face with.
I had fettuccine
Pizza
bolognese last night. It was delicious. Yeah, it was fantastic.
Where'd you guys go?
Went to Sangiovese.
Sangiovese?
Off of
so many big words.
86th Street at the Ironworks. It was delicious.
Oh, that's right.
It's Devour Indie right now, so
Nice.
it's just super good.
Word.
Other funny MyFitnessPal story.
Yep.
Was one of Scott's clients that we discussed at one point.
Does his name start with an H?
Yep. And like he was having a phenomenal day.
I was the one monitoring the MyFitnessPal too, because I was the one that signed him up to work with Scotty.
Yes.
So, yeah.
So he was in a phenomenal day, like just crushing his nutrition goals. And then
You had like skipped breakfast, ate a small lunch.
like a salad.
Yeah.
Like
Crushing
probably
it.
Pretty low for the day. And then like 7 p.m. rolls around and just one whole DiGiorno pizza is like, God damn it. Come on, dude.
It's funny because when you go into MyFitnessPal, you have to pick. Everyone's watching this, I'm sure, has used this, but like, if anyone watches this, I don't know. You have to pick serving size.
Yeah.
And you would have to literally go into that box and be like, I'm sure.
Like
they
they
have
have
slice,
quarter,
slice, whatever, and you had to pick
whole pizza.
one.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Like,
And actually, and the sad part about that was that he still thought that was a good day.
yeah.
And it brought into like not that I really want to go down this rabbit hole right now, but like the quality versus quantity. Like, you could eat 600 calories a day of 600 is probably low. If you ate 1,000 calories, but all is just fucking Twinkies, you're still eating like shit.
Yeah.
You're not doing well. You might.
No.
You're not probably gonna lose.
Yeah.
You might actually. I don't know. But like,
I mean,
you shouldn't. That's not the way you do it.
Yeah, we discussed like calories are king. Like,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, that was the last one. 2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, calories do win, but like, just mainlining sugar or like eating a whole pizza.
you're not gonna feel good. You may like we're saying on the hypothetical that you're eating like a calorie deficit and you just eat Snickers bars or something along those lines, you will lose weight.
Maybe. Not super. Probably.
Yeah,
Probably.
you will likely lose weight. Like,
Probably.
I have of the pedigree that calorie deficit equals weight loss. Like,
Agreed.
You will lose weight. You're gonna feel awful. Like, you are not gonna be
And
happy.
you should.
Yeah.
It's also a sign that your body, shouldn't eat shit like this.
Yeah.
You should feel bad. It's a sign. You should thank your body for feeling bad, because you're like, get it. I shouldn't do this now.
Yep.
It's like pain.
Yeah.
Pain in your knee. Well, stop doing what you're doing that's causing pain in the knee. Fix it.
Yep.
Fix it.
Yeah. Like, it's gonna work, but it's not gonna be great.
It's not gonna be great.
Yeah.
All right, wine glasses are empty. You good?
Yeah, gotta finish this box off, right?
Finish the box off. How many liters is this thing?
I think
It's 4 bottles of wine.
yeah, that's what.
It's an average Tuesday morning.
Yeah, 4.5 per bottle. That's like 20 glasses a piece or 10 glasses a piece. My math is strong.
This is gonna be a long day. All right. Ooh. Overrated. How much you lift.
Supplementation.
Supplementation, generally.
Yeah.
Underrated. Walking.
And mobility.
And mobility. And what's the bonus from Jenny?
Accountability.
And accountability.
Yeah. It's not something you really sign up for like from the get-go, but like it is a massively beneficial thing.
Valuable.
Yeah.
Word.
Cool.
All right.
Great job.
Whiskey, Wine, and Wellness, episode 12, I think.